This morning you will get to hear a brief report of the activities and the things that went on. This is always a difficult thing to do because we're trying to share with you in just a brief moment of time, this time here Sunday morning, all the things that happened on the way there and their activities, the fun things, the heartbreaking, all of that. And so it's our attempt to share that. And so this morning I'm going to invite all of our Mission Big Lake folks to kind of make their way to the front. And I want to begin with a particular story of an event that happened. It was Wednesday evening, and we had a big day, as I'll share in just a little bit. And we're sitting on the couch there in the living room of the Ethel Cottage, and we're sitting there, and we're just relaxing, enjoying each other, and those kinds of things. And little Sutton comes up to me, and he begins to pat my belly. Well, Shelley happened to be sitting next to me on the couch, and she begins to encourage him. Squishy. And he begins to develop the squishy, and he's got all kinds of things that he's saying. And I was fine, that was funny, we're all laughing and having a good time, and he's discovering this squishiness. His dad is not quite there yet, and so he's discovering this, and I was fine, everything is good, we're having a good time. And then he does something that honestly I did not expect, did not have words for, but was hilarious. As he's squishing my midsection, molten muscle, I like to refer to it, as he's squishing he takes a step back. Then he gets down, and he looks at my belly, and he turns to Shelley, who has been encouraging. It's big. We cracked up. We got to enjoy something like that. That's a silly story. I keep seeing Sutton squat down and look at my belly, and I don't know why it was necessary, but it brought a good time to everyone. That's just a silly thing that happened. I want you to have some of the more meaningful things than that, although that was certainly fun. And so I'm going to begin. Rosanna and Isaac could not be here, but they did write some things, and I want to read those this morning, and then we'll invite all the other folks. We're going to use, you got the mic? And I'm going to ask, you don't have to get all the way up here on the stage. I know it's scary way up here this tall, but at least get up here a little bit so that we can see you in the lighting and those kinds of things. All right? It says, this is from Isaac. Praise the Lord. This is so awesome that I get to share my experience with the church. I want to start by thanking the Lord for putting Big Lake First Baptist Church in my life. I look forward to this trip every year since going my first time in 2018. A huge part of my faith is to lead my family. Showing my two boys how to do that is my main priority. And going on this mission trip to serve shows them that their dad is obeying God. I've mainly been on the work crew, but the last 2 years, I've been able to be more included on the VBS team. And it's made a world of difference with my experience at South Texas Children's Home. Getting to directly serve the kids has been the best thing ever. I've been able to open up my personality and be more included. This year, I was able to lead the fun time in rec. While doing this, I was able to get close to them and have a lot of fun with them while also learning who they are and their personalities. My favorite part is getting to watch Sutton be a part of VBS and looking over and seeing my wife, Rosanna, serve as well. We all hope we can continue to keep this going for years. Thank you to everyone who supports us for this trip. That's what Isaac had to say. Great testimony. Rosanna had this. This year at Stitch has been my favorite so far. Rosanna, by the way, has been going since she was middle school, high school, and so I got to serve with my whole family. We weren't sure how this year was going to go with us bringing our 4-month-old, Sammy, but the whole team made it so easy for us. Everyone offered to help with the baby while me and Isaac did VBS, went to youth group, or needed to eat. Sutton had a blast with everyone. He even said that one of the Stitch kids, Michael, was his favorite. He also hasn't stopped talking about how silly Scout Rivers is. Thank you to the whole group for being there for our family so we could do this together. That is wonderful. And I think it ties nicely into just a passage of Scripture that I want to share with you in consideration, and then we'll hear the testimonies of the others. The end of all things is near. Therefore, be alert and sober mind so that you may pray. Above all, love each other deeply because love covers over a multitude of sins. Offer hospitality to one another without grumbling. Each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms. If anyone speaks, they should do so as one who speaks the very words of God. If anyone serves, they should do so with the strength God provides, so that in all things God may be praised through Jesus Christ. To him be the glory forever and ever. And that was kind of our theme. That was our theme this year. If you look on the front of your bulletin, this is what's on the back of our shirts, is the go, that's a heart, love, serve. And you could take that a lot of ways. Out of love grows going and serving. Love because we serve, and go because we love. But it's motivated by our desire to serve, to bless as we have been blessed. So enough of me for a moment. Let's have folks come on up here. Who's coming first? Angel? Aguilaris?
Okay, so I do have a shirt too, but I think I ate too much of Cindy's and my mom's food, or the dryer got me. I'll go with that. So one of my favorite parts about going to the trip is seeing our church family interact with our kids. You know, seeing them being loved by them. I think that's so important and encouraging to them. So thank you all for watching them while we got to serve and just loving on them. This year was a little different because last 6 years, been pretty much babysitting these two so Melinda can do VBS, and so this year Melody got to be in VBS, and I got to do Bible story with Melinda, and that was really good for us, really fun. So enjoyed serving in that way. During youth, one night, Scott asked a question to the kids, middle school and high school age. He asked them, how was your life before and after Christ? And one kid's answer stood out to me. He said, before he felt like he was living for himself and he was lost, and now after Christ he has a purpose. So that was a good reminder for me, and I think for everybody, that we have purpose, so that's going to stick with me for a while. We got to have Mari in youth with us, so that was very good. She helped with VBS, and she's going to middle school now next year, so she got to serve with us in youth and play with the middle school and high school kids. That was really good for her. I think that's all I have. Do you want to share?
What was your favorite thing at VBS or at Stitch? Okay, they don't want to share. That's okay. They couldn't stop talking about it, though, when we left. But I think my favorite thing over there, and, well, first I want to say thank you to everybody for all of the prayers and the support. And it takes many, like, our hands and feet and pockets to make all of this work. And we just appreciate everybody so much. And when we go down there, I don't have to worry about what I'm going to cook, what I'm going to clean. Everybody just kind of does that, and that's always great, and I really appreciate everybody, Cindy and Letty, that make that happen. One of my favorite things that I do like over there is that there's not one TV in the cottage that we stay in. And I think just the disconnect from the world and being able to serve and be with those kids is one of my favorite things. And then I come home and I'm like, we have way too many things because we lived in one room with all of us except for Marty, and I just realized that we just don't need everything, and and how blessed we are to have the things that we do have. So it really does change my outlook on life. And the kids over there, I just love going back and seeing them grow. We hope we don't see them because that means they're still there and they haven't gone home, but we do enjoy seeing them and saying hi to them and reconnecting with them. And a lot of them remember us, some of them don't. And I think another thing I enjoy is playing dodgeball with them. It's very fun to play dodgeball with kids because they're smaller than you, but some of them are bigger than you. And then you become a target when they're used to you. Some of them can throw very hard. But yeah, we just enjoy it, and we just enjoy being there with our whole family, being able to serve with our whole family, the kids being there, and just one big family pretty much. That's the things that I love about being there. Thank y'all.
I'm not afraid to stand on stage. Well, one of the things that I was impacted by was knowing that I had recovering from pneumonia / the COVID stuff. I didn't know how much strength or energy I was going to have. I thought I was kind of second-guessing myself, thinking, well, I'll just go and barely get by. And I was so thankful that the Lord really did give me the energy and more than I needed. Granted, yesterday, I did not get out of my pajamas, and I rested, and I will be resting again this afternoon, and Monday, and Tuesday. But I was very thankful that the Lord answered that prayer. And the other thing that was kind of cool was in the youth evenings, I did not realize it, but there was a young boy who was completely deaf. He could not hear if he had not had his hearing aids. And we always like to sing, and Scott chose the Goodness of God. And Maddie was with the kids singing, and she was doing the sign language motions that we taught them last year at VBS. And Scott stopped and said, wait, let's all do that. And I hadn't refreshed my mind for a lot of that. And so I was trying to remember it as we were showing the kids how to do it. And afterwards, that young boy came up to us, and he was smiling so big. And you could tell that no one has connected with him at that level for a really long time, because there are not very many people who know how to do American Sign Language. So yes, he can hear, and he does read lips, but he doesn't get to sign because there aren't people in Stitch that actually can communicate with him very well that way. And that was just one of those small things where I thought how God has used something that we did a year ago that I had kind of forgot about almost, to reach someone that needed to be able to know God does care about those small wishes in our life, to just have one way to connect with somebody. And he even helped me, like I was asking him afterwards, I can't remember how to do able. And he was telling me, you have to do it like this, like can. And faithful, I had been doing wrong the entire song. And he showed us how to do it then. So it was really great. And so thankful we got to go and be with the kids and share some moments. Got to go bowling with the whole group, but I'm the worst bowler in the history of bowling. And so that was kind of hilarious, and I let the kids win, but they bowled for me. And of course, you know, they definitely showed up for the fun times and the celebrating, and how much they celebrated each other every time they didn't, you know, throw the ball backwards, and it actually went down the lane the right way. Like, they know how to celebrate each other, and that was something else that stuck with me too. So thank y'all.
I want to speak to two things, and one is the value of long-term relationship. We keep going back to Stitch, and every once in a while we say, should we keep doing this? And we keep doing it, and we keep doing it. And one of the effects of that is that there are kids at Stitch that I have known for 10 years. And it dawned on me this week that that's a long time to know somebody for some of these kids. Because the stability that we experience with our own relationships, we've known a lot of people for 10 years. My first class of Thursday schoolers is in high school now, right? And in terms of long-term relationship, the benefits of that are hard to describe, because I had conversations this week with kids that I have known for a long time. One kid that we knew as a student at Stitch, who has since gone to school and come back to be an intern. And I have a relationship with this guy, and he had things he wanted to talk about. He wanted to talk about them with me, and I was really humbled by that. But what I recognized was it's because we keep going back. We keep going back. And there's not a way to measure the effect of that. I just know that it really matters. And the kids who know us from however long they've known us, before we get there, they're telling the new kids, hey, you're really going to like these people. They actually come because they like us. They like to be with us. They like to throw dodgeballs at us because they like it when we throw dodgeballs at them. They like to sing with us. They are so enamored with this idea that we keep coming. So long-term relationships, big deal. And then teamwork is the second deal. And the 1 Peter verse, that each person should use the gift that they have been given for the benefit of everyone. This is what teamwork looks like when we go, because everybody is good at a different thing, but everybody's thing is really helpful for the rest of the group. And so we managed to put together a team of people that cover all the stuff that is really useful and helpful, because each person does the stuff that they are good at and really enjoy doing, and we end up with this team that is so much greater than the sum of its parts. And you get a bigger thing out of a team than you do out of 15 individuals. You get something bigger than 15 individuals. And so long-term relationships and teamwork are my lasting things from this past week. Melissa, is it you? Are you up?
Seems like everybody's already kind of said it all. That's fun. Number one, thank you, Michelle and Cindy, for going early and making the face-size cinnamon rolls. I enjoyed them on several occasions. And like Scott was saying, the different teams and different, like I'm not in charge of cooking. I can chop, I can do some things, I can cook some things, I keep some of it secret. But so I'm so grateful for those that came and got the cottage ready for us and cooked for us and made sure that we didn't have to worry about any of that. And I just want to say thank you. We haven't really had a men's project where we've gone and done things in a couple of years. The thing I've loved about it is that I get men for Vacation Bible School, which I think is so incredibly important for these children who probably have not seen a stable male or man or somebody that is significant to them in their lives on a regular basis. And we get to have those men like Angel and Isaac and Save My Back. Oh my goodness, they are just so wonderful. And Scott and Shelley doing the opening assembly is incredible. And everybody did such a great job. I felt like I could actually direct because there was somebody in every spot. So I got to go around and take pictures and see everything be fleshed out as the Bible was being taught, as sticky scripture was being taught by Julie, and Chuck was there as our guard again at the door. And so he did a great job. And Rosanna and seeing Rosanna and Angel grow up and now be full circle is just so incredible. And her Letty and there's Chuck and Samuel, and that he was a good Samuel caretaker, and Letty and Rosanna working on that craft table and doing all those fun stuff. And so it's just such a blessing to see everybody work together and to be able to be a blessing to those little children. And usually there's one certain significant thing that happens with a child. I really didn't have that this year. There was one little boy, and he's already been mentioned once, and I wanted to bring him home with me really bad. And he was just a precious little boy, but he was very busy. He was a very, very, very busy boy. But I was so grateful that we have partnered with a children's home, which I know all of them do, but the one that we're with are significantly helping take care of kids that need it so, so very badly. And getting to see kids of the house parents, so grateful for those house parents that day in and day out take care of 8 to 12 kids in their home, their own kids plus some other kiddos. And so it's a lot of fun to get to see all of those things. And I'll be honest, I'm getting old, and I took some time off and didn't do a lot of the evening stuff. Grateful that I was able to make a short little trip to Austin and see my baby Brooks, and got to see and love on him a little bit. So that was really, really great. But just to know the full circle of all of it and seeing all of the faces that I've seen for years. Didn't get to see our Christopher, Jenna, but he was at camp. But anyway, so we have seen, like Scott said, many of those kiddos grow up right there in that home. And it's such a blessing, and I thank God for the blessings of that, for the money given and the time given for us to go. And I hope we can take more people next year. It's a lot of fun and a lot of joy and pleasure in everything that we did there. So I'm grateful that God gave us safe trips, no flat tires that I'm aware of. Who else is up next?
I want to have just a couple things, and to wrap up this, I've made some notes. One of the goals that we have with Mission Big Lake, and has always had, is that we are a help, not a hindrance. That we're an actual help. Sometimes people are helping you, and their help is not very helpful. You've experienced that, right? If you've tried to, you've had your children try to unload the dishwasher or something like that, they're helping you, and it's not very helpful. And so we want to intentionally be a help, not a hindrance. And I see my job, my responsibility as trying to facilitate the work. And by facilitating the work, getting teams, putting them, folks, making sure that we have funds available to take care of all those things. And to facilitate the work, your generosity as a church makes it better and easier for me to facilitate the work. And I can do it without hesitation. And we can go to the commissary and say, what are the things that you need? And we can get a carload of laundry detergent, dishwashing soap, and toothpaste, because that's what they needed at the time. And we don't have to worry about it. We can go to the maintenance, and we can talk to Mike, and he was asked, Mike, what do you need? And he says, well, we always need weed eaters and blowers. And if you've not seen the campus, it's a giant spot, a lot of grass, and they do a lot of that. And sure enough, on the day we're leaving, one of the blowers the guys was using as they were mowing around our thing, it broke. And so we go and we buy weed eater and a blower, and it's not a problem. We had the extra outing for the campus. You saw the pictures at the bowling. That was an idea this year that Ben had. He said, well, what do you think about taking everybody bowling? And I said, well, that sounds like a wonderful idea for you to plan. And so he got it all together. And all the kids got to go bowling. All the kids, and afterwards we came back and we had pizza there. And all of that was facilitated, that enabled by your generosity. We give to the house parents, to the interns, to the other departments. We call it the Leave It There project. And the Leave It There project was some extra money for commissary and for the maintenance, so they could buy things that they need, and that is a possibility because of your generosity. And then we have dinner on Thursday. It's our fun day, so to speak, and we have dinner with the team. And we get to go, and we get to enjoy each other and eat, and we take care of all of that, and you facilitate that. You make that happen, a reality, because of your generosity. I think the other thing for me that stands out is that we get to serve with one another. We get to be with each other. And here's the thing that's really cool is we actually enjoy getting to see each other, getting to be together with one another. And we get to hold the babies, and we get to hug the necks, and we got to homemade tortillas. Letty brings them with her. Bless her heart. And she cooks for us all week. And one of we invite the interns to come and eat with us. We say, come and eat breakfast, lunch, dinner. You just come, and they take advantage of that. And one of them, JP, is talking to one of the other house parents. He goes, I've been going up there and I've been eating, and I don't know who they have cooking, but it's delicious. And now, granted, Scott and I, as I was telling Scott that, he goes, well, I mean, it is a single college guy who's, probably ramen noodles is his thing, but that's all right. It was delicious. It was wonderful. And so all of that was taken care of. And so the getting to be with each other, serve with one another, that is so much fun. And so I want to echo what Melissa said, because our team, it's gone up and down in size, and this year we've always had enough. And I want you to begin now to plan to be a part of Mission Big Lake. Start to put the dates in, the times in. It's likely going to be in June again. That seems to be with the way they do things. We used to be July, but it's likely going to be June. And so begin now to think about going. It is absolutely worth it. And especially if you have kids of your own age where they'll be included, absolutely worth it. You need to come and be a part of that with that. We cover the expenses and that you will have, and so we want you to be a part of that. And then lastly, I want to extend a special thank you and to our church staff to facilitate this. This is Scott's getting ready to go to camp. Melissa's getting ready to go to camp. And they've already done VBS and now Mission Big Lake, and it's going to be 3 weeks in a row. And if you see them in July, it'll be a shocker. Is all I'm saying. But Cindy there getting things, all of the forms, all this stuff. It's not just magically snap your fingers and the things happen. There are people behind the scenes working to get these things done. And I want to extend a special thank you to our staff, and I hope you, church, appreciate this. And as well, and you let them know how much you appreciate them doing that. Things are done. They're planned. They're handled. They give them a project, and it's done. And so, and I know that's not always the case, with folks, and so they have been in there. Cindy and Michelle went early to clean things and make sure the Ethel Cottage was ready for us to arrive, and they had food and things prepared for us, and so we appreciate that. That's effort, that's time, that's expense, and so we thank you so very much, staff. It is wonderful to know we can turn stuff over and it's handled. And back to the generosity piece. All of that is possible because of your generosity. Because we have had people step up and say, I want to be a part of Mission Big Lake. I can't be there physically, but I want to make sure you have what you need. And if there's a need and you want to go meet it, you can go meet it. And so we were able to do that, and so we thank you so very much for that. And you need to consider coming. You need to consider coming. You need to find a spot where you can come in your calendar. Set it aside now. Blocks it out. Say, no, this is Mission Big Lake time. You will not regret it. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. You will not regret it. It will impact your life for years and years and years with that. I extend to you what was extended to me. That is from both Ben and from Joel and from the upper of South Texas Children's Home. I want to extend a thank you to you. They are so appreciative of our coming and being there. They look forward to it. And they have a phrase, the Big Lake folks are coming. Now that could be good or bad, but the Big Lake folks are coming, and they look forward to it, and we're able to come and do all of that, and hug on necks, and catch up with kids, and all that kind of stuff. And so I extend a thank you to gratitude from South Texas Children's Home. I extend that to you, and thank you so very, very much for enabling us to do this mission trip. I look forward to it each and every year, you come. I guess I have that in my notes 3 or 4 times, but we need folks to come and serve, and so I want to invite you. And if you feel convicted, maybe I should go, or there's no maybe about it. You should go, and you should be a part of it. You will not regret it in any way whatsoever. All right? Ushers, you come this morning.